Hello everyone, my name is Javon Crawford with Alpha 3 Inc. And today I'm going to show you guys how to analyze a deal. So those of you that may be in different markets, there are many different ways to analyze a real estate deal. But today we're going to kind of go over the basic things that you need to understand when analyzing a deal. So one, you want to know and understand what ARV is. So determining the ARV. The second thing you would like to know, you're going to need to know is understanding what a comp is. I know you guys may hear this all the time. You need some comps. You may hear it from a realtor, but we're going to break that down. What is a comp and how do you find comps? And then market trends. Now, different locations in different areas have different market trends. So you want to know what type of market you're in and determine if you're in the right market to be selling properties. And then finally, you're going to understand estimating repairs. So estimating repairs is a very important piece in understanding what the ARV is, because you don't have the right repair costs. That means that you may end up losing a lot of profit because you have the wrong number. And if you don't have the funds needed to handle the repairs, then that means you have to come up with more money. So we want to understand these things in the beginning of the deal. And this is something that you can become good at before you get into your first deal. Now, you guys see that I'm on a website called Redfin, redfin.com. It's a widely used site by a lot of individuals. It shows you what's available on the MLS, which is a multiple listing service. Anyone can view this site from anywhere across the world. When you go to Redfin, it'll show you all the properties that's available on the MLS and properties that's sold. I like this site because you don't have to pay for it. A lot of these sites you have to pay for. You have to pay monthly. But this site you can go to and you can put in your information. So as you see now, I have in the city that I work in, which is Downers Grove, one of the cities that I invest in. So you select Downers Grove. It gives you a map of that actual city. And you can put your city in and give you the map of your city as well. And show you all these properties that's available. So all this inventory. And then you want to kind of select your area and your number, what you're looking for. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, then you go to the filters to the right and you can change it. You can change it based on what you're looking for. So I'm looking for a 3-bedroom home. Then you change the filter here. Then where it said property type, it tell you house, condo, townhouse, multifamily land. I'm not looking for anything but a house. So you put house, then it minimize the search. And then as of now, I'm just looking for property that's currently on the market. Then you can hit apply filter. And sometimes if you understand how it works, you can change the square footage. So I don't buy anything under 1,000. So I would start with minimum 1,000, and I'm looking for nothing that's over 2,000. So 2,000 square feet. You see that? Square feet. Then you can hit apply filters. And now I give you all the properties that's in my market. And that's similar to what I'm looking for. Now, hot home on here means that it's a very popular home. I mean, a lot of people have visited this property and they're looking to buy it. Now, you can go to sort to change the filter based on price. So I'm looking at properties based on price. So it gives me the minimum amount I can get into a property for the filter that I set up. So the minimum amount is $229,900. So that's the smallest amount that I would need to purchase a property for acquisition. And then you have to add in your rehab. Okay. So that's in my market. Now your market may be a little bit different, but this is how you get started with it. But I want to kind of go over with you guys the things you need in order to get started as a real estate investor. There are some things you need to do before you get started with looking at your property. So we're going to go over those things today. So the first thing you want to understand is when it comes to analyzing the fix and flip deal, right? You want to understand how to find a deal. So let's go into the foundation. So in real estate, we have what is called 6 encumbrance of real estate. You have what is called the foundation, finding a deal, funding the deal, fixing the deal, flipping the deal, and finishing the deal. Okay, so when you're getting started, you want to start setting up your business structure. So you need to hire professionals in the business. So when you're getting started, you want to have attorneys, contractors, accountant, realtors, and an insurance agent. So your attorney is someone that's going to help you with structuring your deal, make sure they're protecting you, make sure you have the legal documents that's needed for your real estate deal. Contractor. This is a very important piece to doing real estate. You want to make sure you have the right guys that's going to help you finish your deal out. And there are many different ways you can go about finding contractors. Word of mouth. I would ask other investors that's doing really well in the business on who they're using and who they can recommend. You have sites like homeadvisor.com, thumbtack.com, where you can search for contractors, some good contractors, and also yelp.com, where you can see the reviews on these contractors. Realtors is another important piece. We use this in our business. You want someone that's very experienced, not someone that just got started, that understand your market. So we normally work with realtors that's in the area that have a proven track record that can show us that they did certain deals in that area, or someone that's experienced. Insurance agents are very important. You want to make sure you have the proper insurance to protect you on your real estate project. So you don't want someone to get injured on your project and you end up getting sued. So you want to have the right insurance agent and the right policy that protects you in real estate. So the other thing you need to be prepared for in getting started in your fix and flip business is keeping great records. I have to really stress, keep great records. It's important to keep impeccable records. You want to keep records of your deed, your settlement statement, your HUD-1, your receipts, invoices, bills, check stubs, purchase agreement, purchase contract, all these things. If you're not good with keeping record, you have to get really good, or you have to hire someone to do this for you. Now, one of the things I have to tell you, a lot of people are not sure where to get started. They may not have the funds or the capital to get started in real estate, but you got to become an expert before you flip your first property. You need to be an expert now, not wait till you have the money, not wait till you got the capital. Even when you're partnering with someone, you want to make sure that you're the expert now. And how do you become the expert? You have to understand your market. What market are you going to work in? You know, are you working in the city? Are you working in the suburb? Are you working in areas where properties are selling? Are you working in an area where properties are not selling? You need to understand your market. Real estate is not an exact science. I know people want to know word for word how to do it. There are ways and there are systems that work, but it may change depending on your market and your city. So it's not an exact science to it. So it don't have analysis paralysis. So most people overanalyze. They're analyzing over and over again. They haven't did one deal. They did 100. They analyze 100 deals and never put one offer in there. So, analyze the deals, understand the market, and make some offers. So take action. Analyzing deals. So you want to understand determining the ARV. That's what we're going to talk about today. Determining the ARV. Understanding comps. The market trend. Estimated repairs and expenses. So what is comps? I know you guys hear this all the time. What is comps? So the term comps, you may hear, which is actually an abbreviation of comparables. You might hear the word comparable sales, refer to the price paid for recently sold homes that are comparable in size, style, and location. Comparable sales are a critical part of assessing the current market value. This is very important. This is what we use to determine what we're going to sell a property for. This is what we use to determine what we're going to pay for a property. So some of the things you need to know about comps is you choose it by the similar age. You want to look for properties in a similar age, similar size, features, and in neighborhood. So you want to choose subject property or a home or a property that's within 500 square feet of yours. So if your property is 1,000 square feet, you don't want to choose anything that's over 1,500. So for example, if your property is 1,000 square feet, I don't want to show a comp that got 2,000 square feet. And also same thing with age. If your property was back in 1930 and you see a property that was built in 2010, that is a really hard sell. So I wouldn't use that comparable unless I have no other comps to choose from. And you want something that's in similar lot size, and then you want the comps that's in your neighborhood. So then watch out too for gated communities. So you don't want to choose comps in a gated community because that's a different location, different area. The home sales may be different. Crossing major dividers. So you be careful of certain cities. If you cross a certain street or a certain highway or road, the comps and the numbers may change. So be careful when you're looking at properties when it comes to that. And then the comps based on 1 mile radius. We like to use a mile or less radius. So you don't want to choose property that's 2 miles over that because it's maybe a different area. So then you may say, what is ARV? We hear this all the time. ARV. ARV is the after repair value. So this is the estimated value of the property after it's been completely renovated. So after the property's been fixed up, is moved in ready, this is what we call after repair value. So this is a crucial number to those that's flipping homes and allow you to calculate the spread between what you should be buying it for and the price you can expect to resell it for. The ARV is particularly is, ARV of a particular property will determine the exit strategy for the property, right? So this helped me to determine how much I'm going to pay for the property. So you want to get really good with understanding the ARV, and also determine the ARV on a given property. You do have to have a certain type of skill to understand how that works, but you understand the repairs. But the best way to do that for beginners is to take the latest comps within the last 120 days. So that's 6 months, attaining 3 repair contractor estimates. So if you're not good with repairs, and it may take some time, it's good to just get 3 estimates from a contractor for 3 different contractors, and that would give you a strong idea what it's going to cost to get the property fixed. So, that is really good when you get started in the business. Now, how do I go and find these different websites to understand the comps and to understand the ARV? You have Redfin, you have Zillow, Realtors.com, Trulia, and the MLS if you're working with a realtor. So these are the different ways that you can find what ARV is, determine the ARV, and determine the comps. So we can go over an example of a deal that's in Dallas Grove. So if we take the deal analyzer and you look at 4341 Fairview, it already have a ARV of 297,700, and I'm going to break down where I came up with this. So when you are getting started in the business, there are formulas that you can use that can help you come up with what your profit is going to be on the deal and what you're going to pay. So as you can see right here, it says ARV price 297,700. Then it got 70% ARV. So where did that number come from? When you're working with hard money lenders, they normally lend to you, most hard money lenders give you 70% of the ARV. They're not going to give you the full price of what the property, the future value. So the future value, so if I'm looking at a property that needs some work done to it, so the future value may be 297,700, but the particular hard money lender is going to give you 70% of the ARV. So that's 208,390. Now, once you get your repair estimate, your 3 repair estimate from your contractor, you may come in at $70,000. So $70,000 is the cost of rehab. So you subtract that from that amount of 208, and you're left with your buy price. I mean that I'm buying this property. We call it your max offer. I'm not buying this property no more than the new property I'm looking to purchase. I'm not spending no more than $138,390. And then we know that 20%, normally it could be less, 20% of your ARV is what you can expect to make on a profit. So anywhere between 59,540. Now, I have these comps here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I came up with these comps. So when we go back to redfin.com, you have to understand how to find the comps. So the first thing is, so I'm looking for a property in Dallas Grove. So my zip code is 605-60515. So let's go to filters. So go to the filters to the right, and you can select, my subject property is 3-bedroom, 3-bath, so you can select that. This is your property type. So you got house, condo, townhouse. I only want to see properties that are single family homes. Then you can change the filter here. I want to see properties that's sold. I don't want to see active property. So you turn this off for a second, and it says in the last 3 months or the last 6 months. You want to see property that's sold in the last 6 months. So now you can see within my area, these are all the properties sold within the last 6 months. Now my subject property, let's go back so you can see. My subject property square feet is 1,500, right? So that means that I'm looking for property within 500 square feet of my property. So it's already in here. So mine's 1,500. I shouldn't go anything higher than 2,000 or anything less than 1,000. Now you hit apply filters. Now it's showing me everything that's sold in my area. Now I'm gonna go here and change, sort it by price. I want from the highest price to the lowest price. Alright, so it shows me the highest price a property sold was 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 1846 for $545. And it shows you the location. Now, to be precise, you can even change this and put in your address, 4341, your subject property. You see that? You can zoom out. All right, so now that we are looking at the subject property, you can scroll down. When you scroll down, you have a part here where it says map nearby home for sale. So when you do this here, it actually show you the area where the property is located. So the area is right here, Fairview Avenue. So then you can zoom out. This is, you want to get more of a precise number. And then go back to your filters and go to house. Okay. And change it to 3 bedrooms, max 3 bedrooms. And then also the square feet. Change the square feet to 1,000 to 2,000. Apply filters. Okay. Again, now it's showing me the property that's currently listed, so I want to see closed properties within the last 6 months. Then you just may want to just zoom out a little bit so you can get more properties. So, as you can see, we have properties that sold within the last 6 months. Okay, so you have one here that's on the exact same street as our subject property. Okay, it's 4529 Fairview Avenue for $281,500, and that's a frame. You have another one here. So show me in Westmont. I don't want to see a property in Westmont, so you might have to just come over. Okay. You have another one on Maple Street. And you can, the good thing about this is you can go select the property and everything you want to know about the property will be in here. So it gives you the MLS number, got a virtual walkthrough. If you want to go to it, it shows you what the property looked like. Not every property have this here. And the reason I'm showing these guys, so you guys can see everything. So the property detail, you can see everything, how many bedrooms, how many baths. If you have a, you know, what school system right here. And then this here shows you when the property was listed. Okay. So it shows you at October the 20th, it was listed for $289,900. Contingent meaning they got a contract on it on October the 27th. On November the 15th was pending, and on the 29th it was sold. It was sold. So you can look at this, you can kind of see what's going on with the property. Now back to our particular property. So these are the properties that you can choose for when you're looking for your comps. So I already pre-selected 5 properties. So we're gonna go here, and you got, these are the properties that I chose from there. 4918 Cross. So the 5 properties. So in order for these numbers to calculate, you need at least 5 properties in order for this to work. You need 5 properties. So we have the 5 properties that sold. One is sold at $256,500, $265,000, $275,000, $323,000, $369,000, and you add them all up, which come to $1.4 million, and you divide it by 5, which this spreadsheet does it for you, and you end up with what is called an ARV. So you add all 5, divide it by 5, and give you $297,700. So that's where we come up with the ARV. So that's how we get the ARV. Now, based on the square feet, you're able to see the price you're paying, $150 square feet, and then show you the average. So now you know that the ARV is $297,700. So that's what we came up with here, $297,700. And off the ARV, you multiply it by 0.70, which give you 208. So that's what a hard money lender would give you, minus your repairs, meaning that if I was to buy the property in the beginning, the max I would pay on this property is $138,390, and this is what I would make on the property. Now you also want to go to active comparables. So I want to look at what's actively on the market. So let's go back to what's actively on the market, and how do we do that? So you want to go back here to filters, and you want to turn off the sold properties, and you want to turn on properties for sale. Hit apply filters. Now you can see what's actively on the market in your location. So as you can see, let's see, sorted by. Here we go, potential property right here that's in the market. So it's 289.9. This is what the property looked like. It's the condition of it, which is pretty nice. And you look for a property that's similar to the condition of the work that you're going to do to the property at the repair value. So this is after you fix it up. So based on the active property, you go back to your spreadsheet and you insert the properties that's active. You need at least 5. You got to have 5 properties to put in here. And these are the numbers. So the ARV for active property is 312,920, and the average square footage is 217 per square feet. You see that? And that's how you go and find the comps, and this is also how you find the ARV. Now, if you want to kind of understand more of the trend in your area, what's happening in the demographics, then you have to go and look more in depth about what's going on in your area. So remember, I showed you guys how to find the ARV and how to find the comps, and these are the websites you can use to do that. Now, you also understand your exit strategy. What is your exit strategy? Is this going to be a cosmetic flip, which is what we call it, put lipstick on a pig? This is a project that may take 2 months, just no structural changes, just painting, updating the kitchen, or gut rehab. So in certain areas, you may not have a cosmetic flip. So you may have to find an area, if you want to get sometimes a bigger profit, you might go into areas where you can do a gut rehab. I mean, you're renovating everything, you putting architectural plans together, changing out walls, and this may take a long time, and sometimes this may be the only thing that's available. So it just depends on your area, it depends on your market. And also you want to look at, are you in an area where buyers are buying homes? So you don't want to put yourself in an area where they're not buying homes. So you may ask me, how do you find that? We'll go over there today. You want to know, are individuals in the area, can they afford the home that you're in? So that's when you want to start understanding the demographics of what individuals make, what type of individual is going to buy your property, and you need to understand this as well in your area. Now, you also want to understand too your plan. You got to have more than a plan A. Plan A is to sell a property. Then plan B, if your property don't sell, what happened? What do you do if your property don't sell? So you got to have other extra strategies in place. So if the property don't sell, you may have to do a refinance cash out. I mean, you work with a private lender, and they give you the value of the property, and then they put a loan on the property where you may have to rent the property to pay back your investors. So there, you have to know these strategies up front. Then you need to know too, what is the mortgage amount going to be if you was to do that strategy? And then what would your property rent for if you was renting your property? So a site down here is called Rental Meter. Rentalmeter.com is a really good site to go to understand the rental market in your area and what you can get for your rent. So put in your location, put in your address, and you can see that. So you want to know also the market trends, right? You want to know the market trends, what's happening in the area. So how do you determine that? So let's do that right now. So let's kind of go over how do we determine the market trend, what's in the area, the demographics. And one of the ways you can do that is by going to Trulia. Trulia is a really good site to go to. So it's trulia.com. So let's go ahead and put in our same subject property, 4341 Downers Grove. Okay. So when you go to the property, it have at the bottom, you have crime, schools, map. So click on crime. And there's another way too to determine the crime in your area. So it shows you based on Trulia, green mean it's the lowest in crime. It show you what's going on in the area. What I'm really looking for are the demographics. So this really helps you to understand what's happening in your area. So as you can see to the right, it shows you the median age. So the median age of the population in Downers Grove is 41 years old. So I mean, I'm gonna have someone that's 41 that's older that may be looking to purchase my property. Then another good thing to know is married. How many people in Downers Grove is married, right? So 74% of the individuals that's in that area is married. So the individual that's in Downers Grove more likely to be married that's going to purchase your property. So this is understanding the demographics. Single. There's 26% of the population is single. So you may not get a lot of single people purchasing your property. Now, is the person college educated? 58% of the population have a college degree. Now, homeowners. How many individuals are homeowners? A lot of people in the area owns their property. So when determining if you're in the flip area or the rent area, this is a flip area. This is an area where most people own their property. A lot of people don't rent. So you got an 88% of individuals that rent their property. Now, construction, it tells you when the property was built. So you got a lot of older homes in this area. So probably it shows you 1966 is when the properties in that area was built. So these are really good ways to understand the trends, what's going on in the area. Then you can also see how many people that commute, how many people take the car or take public transportation. Crime in the area. This is really good if you want to know where you want to move or what's a good school system. And also schools. It tell you the schools. It tell you where they're ranked. So you're looking for high schools. The high school in Downers Grove is 10 out of 10. So that's really, really good. So these are some really good things that you need to know that's going to help you in get started as a real estate investor. You want to understand the market trends. You want to understand what ARV is. You want to understand what a comp is. And then you just want to get really good in understanding the market. You want to become great at understanding the market before you get into your first real estate deal. So before you get the capital, before you go out searching your deals, understand the market, understand what's going on in your area. So thank you guys for joining. And if you guys have any more information, please email me and get more information from me. Or you can go to our website, www.alpha3inc.com.